Resilience is often seen as a psychological trait, something rooted in upbringing, personality, or life experience. But increasingly, science is showing that resilience can also be physically trained. In fact, one of the most reliable ways to build mental toughness may come not from therapy or books, but from willingly stepping into physical discomfort through regular exercise. Whether it's pushing through a final set, holding a plank a few seconds longer, or choosing to move when it would be easier to quit, each moment of controlled struggle creates subtle but powerful adaptations, not just in muscles, but in mindset. Over time, this process conditions the nervous system to respond differently to stress, and the effects extend far beyond the walls of the gym. At the heart of this transformation is the concept of stress inoculation. When we expose ourselves to short bouts of physical discomfort in a safe and structured environment, like during a workout, we give the brain and body a chance to practice how to respond to challenge. The sympathetic nervous system activates, heart rate rises, breathing quickens, muscles tense. But then, once the effort ends, the body begins to return to baseline. This process of stress followed by recovery teaches the autonomic nervous system how to regulate itself more effectively. Over time, the peaks become less jarring, and the returns to calm become faster. This is exactly the kind of adaptation needed not just for fitness, but for life's emotional and mental curveballs. Consistent exposure to physical effort also strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for focus, decision-making, and emotional regulation. This region plays a key role in overriding impulsive reactions from the more primitive limbic system, which governs fear, frustration, and anxiety. When you're deep in a tough workout, muscles burning, lungs straining, it's the prefrontal cortex that helps you push through instead of quitting. Each time you endure a little longer than before, you reinforce neural pathways that support discipline and emotional self-regulation. This same mental circuitry becomes activated when facing unrelated stressors, like a difficult conversation, a tight deadline, or unexpected change. What makes physical discomfort such a potent training ground for resilience is its immediacy. It doesn't rely on abstract theory or hypothetical situations. It gives you direct, embodied experience with effort, fatigue, and overcoming internal resistance. Importantly, it's not about pushing yourself to extremes. The key is manageable discomfort, just enough challenge to trigger a response without overwhelming your system. In this sweet spot, the nervous system adapts most efficiently. You learn in real time that discomfort is not something to fear or avoid, but something you can meet, move through, and recover from. That lesson, internalized through repetition, becomes a deep well of confidence when other pressures arise. Moreover, this kind of stress exposure helps reframe discomfort as a neutral or even positive signal, rather than a threat. In modern life, many people experience stress primarily as psychological overwhelm, emails piling up, social tension, financial worry, and the body responds as if under attack. But when you're used to sweating through a hard session, that same flood of stress hormones no longer feels foreign or paralyzing. You recognize the signs: racing heart, narrowed attention, energy surge, not as panic, but as a call to action. You've trained that response. You've met it before, and you know it passes. Physical training also reinforces a growth-oriented mindset. Progress in the gym doesn't happen overnight. It comes in small, sometimes invisible increments. The same is true for mental and emotional development. Seeing how effort compounds physically can reinforce belief in slow, steady growth across all areas of life. That deep trust in the process, knowing that struggle today leads to strength tomorrow, creates a buffer against frustration and hopelessness when facing non-physical challenges. Perhaps most profoundly, physical discomfort can restore a sense of agency. In a world full of uncontrollable stressors, workouts offer a domain where you can choose your response. You can control your effort. You can choose to show up. You can decide how you meet discomfort. That act of choice, repeated again and again, strengthens not only the body but also the belief that you are capable of meeting difficulty with strength and purpose. So while resilience may begin in the brain, it is built through the body. Every time you lean into the last rep, finish the mile, or stretch past comfort, you're doing more than getting fit. You're rewiring your nervous system to be stronger, calmer, and more adaptable. That's the quiet power of physical discomfort. It prepares you not just for the next workout, but for whatever life throws at you.